To understand why Psycho still cuts deep 60 years later, we have to look past the plot and look into the technical toolkit of the cinematographer John L. Russell and the production designer Robert Clatworthy. Because this wasn't a film made on a whim. Every frame was meticulously planned and designed through detailed storyboards, who were famously drawn by Saul Bass. Alfred Hitchcock's goal with this film was a cheaper look that felt expensive, so he utilized a television crew to achieve a gritty, high contrast aesthetic throughout the film. This started with the production designer creating sets like the Bates Motel and the Lumen Gothic House, which weren't just locations, but also light traps designed to manipulate the viewer's sense of space. In the early 1960s, Hollywood relied heavily on the three-point system. Usually, you'd have a key light to define the subject, a fill light to soften the shadows, and a backlight to separate the actor from the background. But in Psycho, Hitchcock and his team frequently abandoned this balance. When the scenes where Marion is plagued by guilt, the lighting ratio is skewed significantly towards the shadows. Instead of a soft, glamorous glow, they utilized hard light to create a sharp, forgiving edges. By reducing the intensity of the fill light, the crew allowed deep blacks to swallow half of Janet Leigh's face, which visually represented her split moral state throughout the film. The shower scene is a masterclass in lighting direction, and to maintain the light out look of the bathroom, the crew used high-intensity top lighting and frontal lighting to wash out the background. This created a sterile, clinical atmosphere that made the sudden intrusion and suspense of the killer even more jarring to the audience. When Mother enters, the lighting shifts to a terrifying bottom lighting, or ghoulish lighting in this case. By placing the light source below the subject, the shadows are cast upward, distorting the facial features and tapping into a primal, uncanny fear. This was paired with a powerful backlight behind the shower curtain, which turned the killer into a faceless, looming silhouette. And this is a move that proved that you don't need a face to feel the absolute terror of the scene. Finally, let's look at the scenes of Norman in the parlor. The production designer filled the room with stuffed predators, and the cinematographer used soft light for Norman's initial introduction to make him appear more harmless, boyish, and kind of vulnerable. However, as the conversation turns to traps, the lighting shifts. The lighting ratio becomes more extreme. And in the film's final moments, the use of top lighting creates deep raccoon eyes, hiding Norman's humanity in shadow. Through the calculated use of hard light, key light placement, and a total subversion of traditional Hollywood glamour, Alfred Hitchcock didn't just tell a story. He used the physics of light to rewrite the rules of the psychological thriller. Psycho was a major inspiration for many of the thrilling movies that came out using psychotic, demented villains in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. And this movie is proof that sometimes the most important character in a film is just the light itself. Thank you.